I'm very happy to be able to speak about my experience with working with Joanna, and I definitely hope that this video helps you make the decision to work with her. It is definitely the best decision that I have made regarding anything having to do with sleep in my household since I had my son, who is now 3. And the reason that we sought out Joanna is because around my son's second birthday, my husband and I decided that it was the perfect time to transition him to a big boy bed. And it turns out that it was not the perfect time. So he went from sleeping really well on his own. We had definitely had some problems when he was a younger baby, but for the most part, as he was a toddler, we had a really good routine and whatever, we were lucky. So we didn't have too many problems. And then when we switched him to his big boy bed, like the world literally ended. So we went from having a really happy toddler to a boy who would scream for hours. And I remember one night I was literally physically having to hold him down to get him to sleep. It was just insane, throwing himself up against the door to get out of our room because he started sleeping in our bed. And I at the time was several months pregnant with our second baby, and my husband and I just felt like our life was over. Not to mention, we also run a business. So we own our own business, and it's a very demanding business regarding phone calls and emails. And our 15-hour work days were absolutely exhausting with a really cranky toddler and ourselves having no sleep. So we sought out Joanna, and it was one of those things where we had to get to a point of thinking, well, there can be absolutely nothing worse than what we're dealing with now. So because my idea with sleep training was that it was going to be this awful experience, and our son was going to cry, and I was going to feel like a terrible mother, and it was just going to be absolutely traumatic. If only I had known that it was literally nothing like that, I would have called Joanna several months prior. I waited way too long. But we essentially started working with her. We explained the situation to her. She was incredibly responsive, very easy to talk to. And with our first phone interview or consultation, I think it was, which was quite a long conversation that we had with her, we both felt that she had a very good understanding of the situation, and not that our situation was common, but that she's just very experienced. So we were really pleased with that conversation, and it established a strong sense of trust with her because we felt like she understood us. And moving forward, she gave us a lot of instructions. They were all very manageable and easy to do with our schedule. And we essentially started doing the suggestions and did a lot of prep work. And then the first night that we were going to transition him back to his crib, because he had still been sleeping in our bed this whole time, the first night that we were going to transition him to his crib, I was expecting there to be this epic amount of drama and waterworks and all this crazy stuff. And he just went to bed. Not one tear. It was so uneventful. My husband and I didn't even know what to do with ourselves because we had an entire evening by ourselves. And it's been that way since. We follow her instructions still, and if we have slip-ups or we mess up with his routine, we just go back to the basics. And he responds really well to us getting back to the original Joanna routine. So I cannot speak highly enough of working with her. My daughter now is almost 4 months, and I'm about to call her because I don't even want to play with sleep anymore. It's just she knows what she's doing. I recommend her completely. If you're here looking at this video, then I imagine you're probably wondering if you can have more restful nights, and the answer is yes, you absolutely can have more restful nights. It freed our days, basically. It made our toddler a much happier person and much easier to deal with, and we have alone time again, which is so wonderful. So yeah, thank you for watching this, and I definitely recommend Miss Joanna 100%. Good luck.